Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to talk about the final title, the final episode title. And does that relate to one final death? So the title of the last episode is Rest in Peace, guys. Does that kind of hint to one last large death?
Yeah, so what we're referencing is Rest in Peace is also the title to the very last volume of the Walking Dead comics. The trade paperback volume with the final 8 issues called Rest in Peace. And of course, that volume had the major death. Spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. It was Rick Grimes. So we already did a video previously talking about Sebastian's death and how that changes everything and what, what potentially could happen. We kind of referenced some things in that video, but we wanted to talk about this again where, is there still a major death that goes along with this title? We know that there's a major, I believe from what I've already heard and stuff, there is a major death coming. There is. Yeah. They've already said in the synopsis, not everyone will survive. There's going to be a major death. We don't know if it's related to part of the Commonwealth story. If somebody taking Rick's death, is it giving it to someone else? Are they going to omit that entirely? And it would just be a different death from a battle or something else.
Or just remix it,
Yeah, or something else. I would say yes. I think there's still a major death coming.
Absolutely.
Due to that. Now,
that's a given.
Should we say, I think we're kind of saying there should be a major death in that episode because it's titled Rest in Peace.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
That's kind of what I'm alluding to a little bit. Should there be a major death in that episode because it's titled Rest in Peace?
That's big.
And it's the finale.
That's big. I don't...
Does that change your mind? That changes your mind.
Yeah, that's tough, right? Because as a Walking Dead fan, like, you've grown with these characters, and do you really want to see potentially one of your favorite characters die in the final episode? Like, to me, and maybe I'm just being a softie here, don't you want your final episode to, can it end with a happy ending, I guess?
Yeah.
And sew things up, close things out, and kumbaya, everything's good.
Right.
I don't know if you get that in The Walking Dead.
Well, so let's say that there is a major death in the finale, but they also do what we thought they could do also in the finale is a little time skip. It's not going to be the 20 plus years they did in the source material. They could maybe jump a year or two and then we get Rick and Michonne back. But they could do it. They could have the finale kind of similar to the source material. They did the whole rioting. They did the whole, the Commonwealth speech. They did Rick's death. And then they did the time skip, and we had kind of a happy ever after finale. Yeah. So they could do that in this, where the first part is finishing up that story, the battle, the changeover of power, a major death happens, and then a small time skip. They're rebuilding. They're making everything happy. Rick and Michonne returns, reunion, boom.
Yeah, and the thing that I struggle with that is like, the story is just so mixed up from the source material.
100%.
And that death in the source material kind of springboarded and gave a reason to have that time skip because that final character who is sitting down reading the book,
Carl Grimes,
is exactly related to the major death and a catalyst to why he's reading that story.
And the major changes that came with the Commonwealth was due to Rick's death and the changes that came after.
So in my opinion, right, the only person that should be taking that reading story is Judith Grimes. There is no one else that is going to be taking that particular storyline. If I'd be done with the show if like they didn't do that, because that is sacrilege. Like that Judith gets that. So then, when does she reunite?
Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we've gone off. We've kind of springboarded into something else. I guess what I'm trying to say is like that death meant something.
Yeah.
And if we do a final death to a major character, does that mean we're not going to get what we want to get? And if we do, like, what is the impact of this death going to be to the final minutes of the episode, right?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing, is if there's going to be a major death in that part of the finale, it has to have a lasting impact, because it's in the finale. If it's one of our major characters, if it's one of the, I wouldn't say side characters, but one of the, you could say side characters in a sense, outside of our main group, part of the people that we've know from the Commonwealth, anyone that we've seen, kind of how we mentioned, if Mercer takes that death at all, they would definitely raise a statue in his honor. And, we could see that being the catalyst of change in the Commonwealth is, Mercer standing up for the citizens. He gets killed for it, and they love him and revere him for it forever and ever.
I don't know, dude. The problem is there's not a character strong enough for that death at this point. And I don't mean strong enough to the story. I mean strong enough to, strong enough to the story, but like, I don't know. I'm not making sense here, because I'm trying to find, there's not that Rick character. We don't have that Rick character. Well, that was a huge death. That's the biggest death.
It was.
So
take that out of the equation. Take out that, okay, a major death doesn't have to relate to the Rick story arc at all. Take that out. It doesn't reflect anything. There's not going to be some statue. There's always going to be change in the Commonwealth that's going to happen, but the death isn't going to completely springboard that change. Now, one character that I'm thinking right now that could take that death, have a meaningful death in the finale, unfortunately, I could see it be Ezekiel.
Absolutely.
Ezekiel fighting for the Commonwealth, saving as many people as he can, dies for it. He's honored. It's not going to, it may not be the way that we've gotten the Rick piece, but he's going to be honored for that. For the people, for our people who want to stay and be in the Commonwealth once it's all together.
Yeah.
Because we know that Eugene stays and kind of all that stuff. So I could see Ezekiel getting that major death. That would be a very sad death in the finale. And then they do a time skip and they're rebuilding, they're changing, all this kind of stuff. Maybe there's plaques for him. I don't know. Maybe the zoo would be named after him or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, or the medical facility or something.
If you had done it right episodes ago and built this up, the perfect character for it, and I hate to say this, would have been Daryl. If you had done it right.
You would have to build that.
It
would have had to be built.
I know. That is an iconic enough character.
Yeah.
That is a character that has a lot of respect between our people. And what I meant by build up is you would have had to build up his leadership and that presence within the Commonwealth to do that. But that would have been the perfect character.
But it would have been a death sentence for AMC.
For the show.
For killing Daryl before he even gets to see Rick. It would be a death sentence, but it would be a very sad end.
Yeah.
Yes, but... No, we know that's
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, of course not.
But major death. I think the top for me right now is Mercer or King Ezekiel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or Father Gabriel.
Yeah, yeah. So, like we said, I mean, we don't have to continue looking at it like we have to get that similar type feel from the source material. Like we have to get that Rick person to take that death. It doesn't have to happen at all. It can be changed differently. The person will still be honored and revered for sacrificing their life, for fighting for what's right and making change in the Commonwealth to give the people back their humanity and not keeping them in a totalitarian weird shit. So, I mean, it could still, I think it will someone will die in the final episode.
You know what? I used to sit back and said, well, if they bring a statue of anyone else other than Rick, I would be pissed.
Yeah.
I said that in some videos that we did in the past. Mm-hmm. And honestly...
No, you're good. Sorry. No, you're good.
No, honestly, I'm okay with that now as long as it's someone like Mercer. And here's why.
Yeah.
I think so far in the show that they've deliberately almost taken out most of our iconic characters and kept them out of the Commonwealth. And I think they've done that on purpose.
For a reason.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Because they're separating what happens in the Commonwealth from kind of our main characters and the show. Right? Doesn't it feel like that?
It does. It does. Now, most of those characters, I think, are going to end up in the Commonwealth because they're going to be coming back to fight them. They will be there, but they're definitely not. I don't see them staying. Like Maggie.
No, they're rebuilding Alexandria.
They're not going to stay because they're rebuilding Alexandria, Hilltop. They're going to want to go back. Characters I could see staying are
Yumiko,
Eugene. That's almost about it because Rosita doesn't want to. Well, I don't know about Rosita.
Ezekiel?
She wants to. Rosita is family first, so I could see her leaving, but I could also see her staying.
If she loses Father Gabriel because of Commonwealth, she'll leave.
She could stay though, because her and Mercer are tight, dude.
Yeah,
her and Mercer together running that military would be amazing, amazing. So I could definitely see Rosita staying.
Yeah,
for sure. If Father Gabriel dies, I could see her leaving, but I think if Father Gabriel dies, she knows that she's got family there to stay. And of course, Eugene's there too. So,
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. It is funny. I didn't think about it until you said it that, the majority of our main characters are not in the Commonwealth at all right now.
And I'm not talking about Princess. I'm not even talking about Yumiko.
Oh, yeah, Princess. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm not talking about Princess. I'm not talking about Yumiko. I'm talking about Maggie. Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
Carol's been in there, so I guess
she's there,
but she hasn't had that much of a role outside of her little, Lance Hornsby stuff.
She won't stay. She wouldn't stay at all. Definitely not.
Yeah, dude.
So it changes your mindset when you're thinking
when you separate Commonwealth from our characters.
Exactly that, and also taking out the whole Rick piece of it, taking all that out, take that out of your mind, and just think. Due to this battle and what could happen, you could take a piece of a death like Rick's, change it up, but there could still be a major death in the final episode because it's titled Rest in Peace. Now, we're just giving our theory. They could not do a death at all, and Rest in Peace could mean something different. Doesn't have to mean a death. No?
I don't think so, dude.
It could be Rest in Peace to the old Commonwealth ways.
It could be rest in peace, as in, look, you've endured. Our people as a whole have endured so much pain.
Exactly.
So much duress because of all of this.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now it's time as a people to rest in peace and to finally enjoy life.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
so it could happen that way.
Fits.
That fits better.
That fits.
Yeah. It fits better than a major death. I still think there is going to be a death. I don't know what it's going to be. But
the reason why I separate Commonwealth, so I should correct it. Like, there are some other characters in Commonwealth that are ours. Judith, obviously an OG character, is in the Commonwealth.
Oh, yeah.
But we've always talked about Rick returning to the Commonwealth gates. He doesn't return to Alexandria gates.
He doesn't know about it. Yeah, he's going to go to Alexandria.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, unless Michonne radios them and they say, yeah, come here. And then
she's going to know where Judith is at.
Oh, yeah. If Judith is at Commonwealth and she gets radio signal from her mom, Judith will tell her where to go. They'll be met up with people and they will guide them to the Commonwealth, and boom, then Rick and Michonne will walk into the Commonwealth. Could you imagine? Well, actually, where Rick has been, he's probably seen a big ass freaking city and community, so he knows.
I just don't think he'd be he wouldn't be the type to be surprised by anything at this point.
No, with where Rick is,
not Rick.
No. Michonne, a little bit, but yeah.
But
for sure,
iconic. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, guys, the biggest death for me, the biggest shock for me, would be King Ezekiel, Gabriel, Father Gabriel, or Mercer.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not those, then I think it's your theory. We're resting in peace because we're finally getting to that life that we all wanted.
Yeah. The life where they could settle down and rebuild and be in peace and not have to fight. Yeah, you got to deal with some walkers here and there, but maybe they'll have a plan to kind of, make sure that these massive swarms or hordes are pushed somewhere else and they don't have to deal with them as much. And so they're able to just relax because they're not having to dealing with villains and just freaking crazy psychopaths that just want power and just kill at any need. So it could go that route. And I think that route, to me, would be better for a finale than having splitting it where you would finish up the story arc, then you take a time jump to have the peaceful time. You don't want to have a major death. It'd be shocking to a viewer to have a major death in the first half and then peace in the second. And, you know,
it goes to my comments that I said earlier about me being a softie and wanting, you know, a happy ending. Like, and guys, when I think of a happy ending for The Walking Dead, I will always go back to the dinner table scene with Abraham and Glenn.
Everyone.
And that flashback scene of what life could have been had the events of All Out War not happened.
Yeah. There was a tweet that somebody said, this was the Walking Dead finale we should have gotten.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. That's the finale we should have gotten.
Minus Glenn, guys, because look, Glenn should have died regardless.
Yeah. It was going to happen regardless anyway. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that you know, having everyone around the dinner table like that would have been amazing. They can still, well, they can still kind of do it, but I don't know.
It ain't the same.
It ain't the same
not
anymore.
when you've given us that dinner table.
Yeah, to now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still good, but not what we...
No, that's laughable. That's laughable.
But yeah, that one was iconic. That one was sweet. Yeah. So guys, yeah, let us know. Do you think that the final episode titled Rest in Peace, does it stand that there will be a major death due to that from how the source material went? Or is it Rest in Peace where they are just putting to rest all the evilness, all the power-hungry people, and they are working together as a community like they want? You know?
You think they ended how Robert Kirkman wanted to end it? Rest in peace, everyone dies.
Yeah. That'd be insane. That would suck. Everyone but Judith and RJ, right?
Yeah.
And Gracie and the little kids.
No, even have those walking around.
That would suck. Yeah. So yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts on this. Definitely stay tuned as we get closer to the finale. I'm sure, you know, our opinions will change as to how the episodes are, and we'll see how they go to see how the finale might really fit. And I think the telltale sign will be when we see that next episode.
Yeah.
Trailer for the finale. Once again, if you haven't heard, they are releasing the finale for AMC Plus subscribers. They are not releasing the finale early. They are releasing it.
It's a live show
simultaneously with the main with the AMC airing. Now, a lot of people thought that for AMC Plus, it was going to air like at 3 a.m. and then everyone else would see it at 8 p.m. No. It's running simultaneously at 8 p.m. AMC Plus does not have commercials, so we'll be able to watch it a lot faster than those who have to watch those commercials. But it is 8 p.m. for both.
I don't know, dude.
For everyone.
Should we watch it with commercials? Because then we could give...
No. I can't watch commercials, man.
Well, who says we have to watch them? We can just mute it.
No.
Fine. I wanted to talk more.
It sucks for recording
didn't want to.
It sucks for recording purposes.
Oh, that's
And
trash.
It's actually not too bad, so we'll see.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, guys, once again, let us know your comments down below. Like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more with us. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation. We're out.